gaming you always have to wait for the start.
Dat is eigenlijk in eerste instantie, misschien is dat het handigste, want dan kun je af en toe gewoon...
Ja, maar er zit wel helemaal buiten.
Soms ja, dan kijk je gewoon even naar de zijkant van is er iets op chat of zo.
Hoe doe je dit?
Ja, dat is de vraag.
Ja, één toetsenbord. Gaming heb je helemaal niet nodig.
Wel. Dadelijk.
Straks, gewoon aan de kant.
Ja, ik kan niet switchen, want tijdens het gamen moet ik ook nog een schiloplossing. Ik kan niet iedere keer kletsen en dat ding een keer wisselen. Ik wil gewoon een vaste zitten. Nee. Dan zou ik zeggen, of als je per se bij mij wil hebben, dan zou ik hier even
Ja, anders kunnen we ook bij mij zijn.
Nee.
Maar dan, ja, dat is inderdaad wel lastig.
Dat is veel meer dan dat. No internet, zegt hij hier. Oh, die kabel.
Plats.
Waar hangt hier aan, Pieter? Kun je eens kijken?
Waaraan?
Hier. Hij ligt heel strak.
Is mijn monitor aangesloten?
Nee, die heb ik uitgetrokken. Sorry, jouw monitor heb ik uitgetrokken. Die zat hierop en ik heb deze zeker aan deze kant gedaan. Nou, even kijken. Restream is weer bezig. Sending data, sending data.
Is het niet dat een stekkertje er misschien niet goed in zat? Of die even...
Mixer. Twitch. Facebook. Ik weet niet of we alweer terug zijn. Het is zo moeilijk te bepalen. We zijn live, hè? Custom, ja.
Even kijken of mijn audio device nog goed is. Ja.
Fucking Twitch. De webcam heb ik die was gereset, die heb ik opnieuw gezet. Pieter, niet op blazen, man. Weet je.
Vorige week eens geen stuk beter. Erik heeft al ready, set, go.
Nieuwe GPU touring in MSI laptop. Sup guy, lightning gamer. Oké. Ik heb geen idee hoe die giveaway doet.
Oh, dat zou ik. Die computer is gewoon helemaal gecrashed.
Dat weet ik niet. Nou, succes jongens.
Zit deze nou vlot of niet?
Ja.
Weet je zeker?
Ja.
Kijk. Jij gaat hier wel zitten.
Nee.
Ik kan het zeggen. Waarom? Ga eens weg. Kun jij nog even, als je toch die kant op gaat, van die bordjes meenemen met live recording in progress en zo. En even oppakken hier. Ja, dat zeg ik.
Die zijn wel alleen ontzettend veel van.
Ja, die misschien even.
Dankjewel. Je weet waar de giveaway slide zit, zodat je zit daar en onderin heb je ook nog een main met spec.
Hey everybody!
Hi everyone, a little bit later than expected. We had some technical difficulties.
Small technical difficulty. We were just setting everything up, and then suddenly, poof,
It all went black.
Peter
So-
thought it was a good idea to stick his fingers in the power socket. Don't try it at home. Just
Somebody
don't.
said, "Is there power in this socket? Yes or no?" And I said, "Well, there's only one way to find out, right?" So I mean, you know, I kind of had to fix my hair afterwards as well because it was kind of going everywhere. and
Well, you did that. There
smoking
was
and-
no more power in the socket.
So I proved my point. Didn't I? I'm just kidding. Anyway, we fixed it, and let's hope it holds up now.
Favorite gun, you know what it is. If all of a sudden, black screen.
Yeah. So anyway, welcome to another weekly Wednesday live stream. I'm back. I was in Taiwan a few weeks ago. I'm now back in our office in the Netherlands, so I'll be appearing on the stream a bit more now again.
And I'm still here.
Yeah, Mike's still here.
Hard to get rid of me.
We don't do that.
Three weeks in a row. I'm going for the streak.
Exactly. Yeah, just, you know, you're on a good streak, so let's keep that going. So, what is today's stream about?
Today we actually got two big things. First, we're going to talk about a lot of gaming gear. The whole lineup. We're going to talk about mice, keyboards, headsets, game controllers,
Okay.
and then we're also going to play some Battlefield 5.
Oh my God! Really?
Yep.
But I mean, I heard something about the open beta that started, but is it really open yet?
No, at the moment
It's open to people who have opened their wallets.
exactly.
I think
There's an echo on the live stream.
there is an echo in the live stream.
Yeah, check the chat. So you need to fix
Oh
it.
my good.
Heb je hier een browser op staan? Stream PC?
Okay, let me see if we can fix that real quick. Okay.
Heb jij een browser op staan?
Nope.
That is strange. So
Peter is trying to resolve the problem.
it could be a lot of things. Let me quickly check some settings.
No, check the chat so you can see the feedback.
Check the chat. Yeah, I know. I can see it, but turn off your monitoring. Yeah, I don't think we are actually, but let me just. No. No, we're not monitoring. I'm wondering.
The streaming software could be monitoring.
That, or could you see if you have a headset connected, right?
Yes.
If you're no, just on you have a remote in your line. That could be it. Yeah. Okay, guys. So how about now? Let us know if it's still doing an echo. But anyway, yeah, maybe if we mute this. Lip read is enough. Nice. Yeah, now I don't think that's working.
No, it isn't. Maybe I should articulate better.
Articulate.
No, there's no audio preview, so that.
Nope. Nope, that should be. Nope. Oh my God, guys. What is this? Still echoing.
That's a weird problem.
It might be that
I think the power drop really screwed
messed
up
up
some
some settings, like
settings.
reset some
Yep.
things that we can't really. I'm really wondering what it could be.
I'm convinced it's your speakers. We don't have any speakers.
No, this, yeah, yeah. It might. If it sounds like we have speakers, we don't have it actually here.
No, so that can't be the problem.
Yeah. Here's the thing, guys. You guys can actually hear sounds like, you know, the intro music and stuff like that. We cannot hear that in the studio. So actually, we don't have any speakers here. I could try and disable some stuff here, but yeah, but it's not connected to the capture device or anything, so that shouldn't matter. It's picking up whatever you're outputting it to. This is curious, guys. Join us today in a stream where we try and find out what's causing an echo. Are you ready for an
The stream
adventure?
everyone has been waiting for.
Yeah.
It's finally here.
Yeah. That's the big one. Yeah, I know, it is unfortunate. That's, just to be sure, you guys aren't just messing with us, right?
Is it the 1st of April?
No,
April Fools
my
today?
calendar says no.
Okay.
But that's, yeah, that's weird. That is really weird.
We have no idea how bad is it. Is it just like a small echo or a really loud echo that it's even hard to understand us maybe?
Here's the thing, I really don't have any weird stuff.
Ik zet jouw PC even uit.
Let's see what happens when I... Ah, okay, so maybe...
Erik has the answer.
Maybe... Wait. Wait a minute. We've got some webcams connected for later.
Yep.
Maybe
As
I
you
can
can see right there and on top of there.
Yeah, so maybe I can... I need to switch to one of those.
They should launch webcams without microphone because they're awful microphones anyway.
Yeah.
It is this webcam because the settings were reset.
That could very well be. Let me check that. Okay, let's just mute that. There's also is it like a long echo or
Heel kort.
a very
Er
short
zit er
one?
vlak bij op, dus makes sense.
Okay, so I've muted both.
Kun je, doe maar even cancel. Dan,
I should have.
of doe maar even rebooten. Dan waarschijnlijk is het probleem opgelost.
Hij is uit, ik kan niet bij.
Oh, wat is
Loud
dat
echo that follows up when you talk. So I have muted both the webcams now. So let's see
Pieter,
if
even
this
naar
helps.
fullscreen gaan. Ja.
So is this better, guys? Is this better? Because that would mean that it could have been one of the webcams.
Ja, het was.
It's working again.
Does that mean you mean the echo is working again or it's fixed? It's fine now. Good. All right.
Nice.
So thanks.
Then we'll
Thank you,
continue.
Eric.
Of course.
Eric has all the answers, guys. If you have any questions in the chat, ask Eric.
That was Eric from the technical department.
Yeah.
Thank you, Eric.
All right. Okay. So let's get the stream started. So yeah, as we were saying, this stream is about
Gaming gear and Battlefield.
gaming gear and
That's what we're
Battlefield.
going to do today.
That's quite simple. All right. So yeah.
That was what we planned to do over half an hour ago.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, we're running a bit late, so let's get right into it. By the way, before we get started, we also have something nice for you guys today.
To make up.
To make up a little. Well, it's not really a makeup. We were gonna do it anyway. We
No.
got a couple of Steam codes, and you know, we didn't know what to do with it, so no, just kidding. We thought we'd do something nice for you guys who are sticking with us to the stream. So if you
Survived all our technical difficulties.
Yeah.
And if you're still here,
staying with us through technical difficulties and everything, make sure you go to the link below Mike. It should also be posted in the chat somewhere
there's
soon.
this link.
Yeah, that one. And subscribe. Make sure you. I think you have to subscribe to either our YouTube or our Twitch channel.
Or both. Then
Or
you got
both.
double the chance.
Yeah, then you get double the chance. And I think today we're going to do either 2 or 3, maybe some random, you know, we'll do a raffle. And yeah, we'll contact you after the stream. We'll see, you know, if you put in a nice nickname, we'll call it out if you win. And so that's a $20 Steam gift code. So yeah, well worth it, especially with all the new games these days. Battlefield coming up. I don't know. That's not on Steam, right?
Nope.
All right. Well,
Origin.
It's not Battlefield, but you know, at least you can get a lot of other Steam.
For $20 you can buy Rocket League, which we played the previous week.
Or something I played earlier this week as well, Scum, which is a really nice game as well. Scum is a game. It's like a kind of like survival game. You have to just look at it. It's a bit weird. Anyway, cool game. Still really much beta as well. But yeah, $20 you can definitely buy that. Anyway, so make sure you subscribe and participate in the draw, and you might be one of the lucky winners. Okay.
It's echoing again.
Is it echoing? Oh my god.
I'm fixing it.
Sorry if you guys got scared there.
Eric from the technical department just
That's
returned.
a bit too close for comfort.
Die moet je even uitschakelen. Ik denk dat die is.
This webcam.
De computer. Shut down.
But you need that one for your presentation. No? For the presentation.
I got everything on this computer. Life is pointless without this computer, Eric.
You have some audio source in there. Disable audio.
Let me see.
Just mute.
Did you check both webcams? Where's our third webcam?
You don't have a third.
We have 4.
I have no idea. We don't use it.
Nope.
If it's plugged in, you use it.
It's not plugged in, that's as far as I know.
That's the problem.
You can check
I don't see your webcam at least.
check the leads coming from the streaming PC. Maybe there, because there you can see how many devices are plugged
So
in.
let me take a look.
Don't pull anything out.
Panel.
No, it's not this one. It's not this one either. Yeah, I know. Yeah, you're right. Savage. Save Rage. Anyway, you're right. I mean, Mike is the hardware guy, but at the moment, even he is baffled. Like, what the hell's going on?
At the moment, Eric is destroying everything in our studio. I was just about to say the word destroying, and then he actually destroyed something.
Oh my god! Okay, so Eric should, his next job should be at Linus Tech Tips, because he keeps dropping shit.
So we started with technical difficulties, and now Eric is continuing our technical difficulties.
This stream is getting better and better. Tell your friends about this.
I thought it was a webcam. Okay.
How about the microphone we're not using, Eric? The one to your left top there.
No.
Is it not plugged in?
Not plugged in.
Okay, good. That's good.
We have another webcam. C920. I don't know where it is.
Are you sure it's in the studio?
Anyway.
Isn't it in a drawer somewhere, maybe?
Well,
Is my webcam also disabled and everything?
Yeah.
Okay.
I disabled all the audio inputs on my computer.
Yeah, I don't know. Hardware maintenance.
You have the all audio is disabled.
All audio inputs are disabled on this computer. But I actually only have one audio input anyway, and that's the headset.
You disabled audio
Why?
on the webcams?
Yeah. Okay, let's switch to the webcam again. Here we go. And oh my god, look at that! I'm very pasty.
Nice.
Yeah. So yeah, it's nothing. Nada.
And my webcam?
It's in the main screen.
It's what? Is it?
It's in the main cam.
Yeah, but that one is muted. I'm wondering what it could be. Our monitors don't have secretly have mics, do they?
Nope.
Good.
I hope not. So there is no problem in this screen, but there is in the main view.
Yeah. So guys, when we're in this view, do you still get the echo? Go to the image and see an uninstall button. Press it. Is it still? Are we still echoing, or is this better?
Do you have a second webcam in that one, or one you're not using?
No.
Because maybe you need to disable them per scene. So do you have in this scene where you have the audio problem?
Yeah, that's
you have
no.
hidden webcams you're not using.
No. 9. Nada.
Wait, could you
Yep.
right mouse click that one? Should that be there?
No. Yeah. This is the microphone we're using. That's that one.
Yeah.
This one I have no idea.
They say it's okay now, so it seems to be something with this one.
Yeah. So okay. So maybe not spend too much time in this slide.
Let's just go into our presentation and then we can.
Sorry, so where's the problem?
Main.
It's main. It's the big camera.
What happens if you plug in and out that thing again? Yeah. Because the main camera we're using, guys, also has a built-in microphone, and
Which is horrible, so we don't use it usually.
we usually just put a plug in there, which leads to nowhere, just to fool it into thinking.
There is a microphone plug in.
Yeah, exactly. It's the only way, because you cannot disable it on the camera, which is kind of
Weird.
not echoing on the webcam. All right, so that's interesting. So it could be again that the power outage kind of reset that whole thing.
I think the camera settings are screwed over a bit, but
Yeah.
maybe we should just avoid main camera.
Okay. Yeah. Let's chug along. Anyway, again, guys, the giveaway. Don't forget, there's still going to be we're going to be giving away the Steam vouchers, $20. Don't miss out on it. You can always buy some really cool stuff with that.
We'll repeat the link a couple of times. So.
Exactly. But for now, yeah. Let's.
I'm not sure if we have already tested this view because
this one is also
it's the same camera doing it. So please let us know if you still have the echoing problem with
we'll switch
the view
to
we
a
have
different
right
view.
now.
Yeah. Then we'll switch to a different view. For now, we'll just try this. So Mike.
Finally!
What have you got for us today?
I think the day's over. I think we should go home.
Yeah. Thanks for joining next week. No, just kidding. All right. So what have you got?
We got a lot of gaming gear.
Yeah. Well, why don't you continue to stream on the webcam? Yeah. Well, if you guys still get the echo, let us know. Then we'll switch to that view. Because this is a bit strange. Anyway.
So we're going to talk about a lot of gaming gear. Mice, keyboards, headsets, game controllers.
All of it.
Almost
all of it.
We're going to do it step by step though. So we'll just start with the mice.
And what's the idea? Because then, we want to kind of give advice, because, there's a lot of gaming gear there, right? I mean, guys, if you've ever looked for gaming gear and you don't know all the specific stuff, you don't know about the switches, maybe you've heard of cherry switches, but you don't know the difference between mechanical
There's so
and
much
membrane,
gaming gear to choose from.
flat keys, TKL, whatever layouts. So there's so much to choose from. So what the goal of today's stream is still echoing. All right, so I'm going to switch to.
We're going to switch to the webcam view.
Right, here we go. Okay, so we're now going to be looking into these cams. I'm going to try and see if I can give myself a little bit of color here. But take the wheel.
Let's kick off with the mice.
Yeah, so the goal today is to give you a bit of advice about
all different kinds of
things that you can
devices,
choose and the things to watch, kind of.
And if you have any specific questions, I automatically look at that cam. I have to get used watching to my webcam.
Exactly.
If you have any questions about any kind of hardware like mice, keyboards, headsets, game controllers, just drop them in the chat and we'll try to answer them. We'll start off with the mice. As you can see in my slide, I divided it in 3 things you should really have an eye on when choosing a new mouse. Shape, sensor, and features. With features I mean all the kinds of extra features that a certain mouse might provide you. We'll start off with shape. You already see a few of the mice we have. Shape. I don't know what kind of shape do you prefer, Peter?
Well, I am right-handed, but I honestly prefer the ambidextrous, which means that you can use them with both hands. For some reason, it just
like
feels...
the Clutch GM40 you see on the slide here.
Yeah. That's actually my favorite mouse from our own lineup, from the MSI lineup. Currently. Yeah. What about you?
Well, for me, I like a bit bigger mice than a GM40. I don't really mind using either an ambidextrous or an ergonomic mouse. I pretty much like both. I like when they're a bit bigger, not too heavy, but a bit heftier mice, like big in your hand.
So yeah, that's definitely the GM70, GM50 written all over it.
But I'm a palm grip kind of guy, and you might be more of a claw grip or fingertip grip. As you can see in the bottom.
No, you can't see, because somebody disconnected the cable.
Oh, as you were able to see
there
in
we
the
go.
bottom. Hey, we're back.
Well, yep.
I'll move a bit.
Oh, and again, no, yeah.
Because now I'm in front of.
Oh my God!
The slide.
What is going on?
If I move a bit here.
It doesn't matter because
it
just seems like
it's gone.
Yeah.
And it's back.
Thanks for that. That's much better.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So let's just continue while we have it.
Okay. Right next to me, you can see 3 types
I'll move out of the way a bit as well.
mice grips. The left one is the palm grip. That's when you have your hand all over your mouse. So I'll try to show you. Here I have a mouse. If you have it all over it, that's a palm grip. But some people prefer to have it as a claw or to have it as a fingertip grip. And they usually prefer smaller mice.
Yeah.
I'm more of a palm grip kind of guy, so I really like the bigger mice, and Peter likes...
Okay.
Peter, what do you do? Fingertip grip or claw grip?
Good question. Let me see. Actually, I'm not that aware of it, but I think...
They're actually pretty close, because with the claw grip, you're pushing the palm of your hand against your mouse.
Yeah.
If you're not doing that, then you're using fingertip grip.
I think mostly, I'm using somewhere between palm and claw, I would say.
Palm and claw?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, somewhere it depends, because if I'm gaming really, let's see, because normally I really like it when the palm of my hand actually touches the mouse like that. But I do notice that if I'm really in a game, I tend to be a bit more tense, and so my finger becomes more of a claw, and so I don't actually rest my palm on the back of the mouse anymore. It's more that I'm lifting it and holding it more, and usually my mouse is a bit longer, but I will what do you say, the butt of my hand, basically the close to my this part, actually just still connect to the back of the mouse. So it depends on the situation, I guess. If I'm just chilling and just browsing, I'll just I'll be holding my hand, relaxing my hand, and have more of a palm grip. But if I'm in a tense game and I really need to focus and make sure that my movement is accurate, I'll tense up a bit and I'll be more of a claw grip, I guess.
Yeah. So if you choose a mouse, always pick what you need for gaming, because that's what this kind of hardware is for, pretty much.
Just pick. Probably you guys will be like me. Like I never really thought about it, but if you just catch yourself and think about, hey, how actually do I hold the mouse, and what do I find most comfortable? Because I think that's the most important thing that you can choose. That's something that you find comfortable, and that provides you with the feeling that, yeah, now I've got full control, I've got a good grip on the mouse, this feels good, and now I can make the movements I want to move, I want to make, and make sure that...
And based on that, you basically decide what kind of mouse is best for you. Because usually people who use fingertip or claw grip, they tend to use smaller mice than palm grip. Because with palm grip, you really want it to fill up your hand.
Yeah, exactly. So you already either you have very small hands, which is possible, especially girls might prefer smaller mice and still have a palm grip. But for guys, it's usually you get the bigger mice, a bit bigger.
For a palm grip, usually that's the case indeed.
Yeah. All right.
Another very important thing for gaming: the sensor.
Very important, yes.
First thing, the type of sensor. Like, very much back in the day, you had these ball mice. Do you still remember them?
I remember that, yeah.
That's
there
a very
was
long
this
time
legendary
ago.
one that I nearly bought when I first started gaming because I heard from everybody it was a Razer boom slang they called it.
Oh, I thought that one was horrible. That
That
was a
one-
really flat, big mouse.
I know. But it was like, I didn't know any better. I just thought that's apparently a mouse for gaming, and so maybe I'll give it a go. I didn't end up buying it, but the marketing actually got me as well.
The ball mice have been gone for quite a while now.
Yes. Yeah.
So at the moment, it's pretty much all optical or laser. And at the moment, optical is quite a bit ahead of laser. So that's why we also decided to equip all our mice with all our recent models are all
Yes.
equipped with optical sensors.
So what is the big difference between optical and laser?
Laser is, like as the word says, it's using laser to get the light on the surface so it can see what you're doing. With optical, it's an LED. Or nowadays, sometimes it's infrared LED, so it's invisible.
Okay.
But there is always an LED that shines on the surface you're using the mouse on, and then it can read what you're doing, pretty much.
Okay.
So what's also very interesting to know, you can compare a mouse a bit to a monitor, because a monitor you have a certain resolution with pixels.
Yeah, what is it about mice and resolutions? You guys maybe you've seen it as well. If you ever heard about the sensors, they will. You've got the DPI, of course. That's the tracking speed or something to do with that. Dots per inch, I guess it's.
That's actually the resolution.
There you go. But the resolution, so a mouse and a resolution, but it doesn't have a screen. So what gives? What's with the resolution? Can you explain that?
Yeah, the resolution dots per inch. So as the word says, an inch, it's a size, and the resolution actually says how many dots the mouse can read per inch.
Wow.
So for example, if you have a mouse that can do 1000 dpi, it puts 1000 dots on 1 inch. So
and 1 inch is, I mean, we're European, so we don't really do inches.
centimeters?
Or
Wasn't it
UK
like
can also do it, but
2.5 centimeters or
is it
something?
like 2.5 centimeters? So that's like this, like tiny.
Yeah,
Like really tiny.
exactly.
So
But-
that's impressive.
Resolution it's not really the most important thing for gamers, because the mice are already very precise, and already at quite a low resolution they tend to be pretty much precise enough already. So
How many dots per inch do you need indeed? I mean, if you already say you get, I don't know, like 1,000 dots per inch, or 600 or something, I think these are numbers you will see, right? 800, 600, something like that. That seems like quite a lot to me already.
yeah, and now we're going up over 10,000 DPIs nowadays. So, but
So at
for
what
example,
point- at
I'm
what
playing
point
on
does it-
800 DPI.
At what point does it start being just a number?
I think it already is just a number, because it's already at the level that it's by far precise enough.
Right.
And the problem, if you're playing on very high resolutions, some mice, they tend to perform a bit less good than on lower resolutions.
Right.
So the tracking speed comes into place there. If you really want a high tracking speed, for example, if you're a low sensitivity gamer, they usually use lower DPI levels.
So in-game sensitivity, that's what you're talking
Yeah.
about now, right? So just for the people, like, if I don't know what that means, what is low sensitivity, what is high sensitivity?
Sensitivity is pretty much, for example, if you're playing a shooter game. Sensitivity is how fast the in-game your character will move if you move your mouse.
Yeah, so basically, do you need to pick up your mouse and do multiple things like this just to move like, 180?
Yeah, if you need a lot of space to turn around in-game,
Exactly. You've
then
got
you're losing.
low
using
sensitivity,
yeah,
right?
low
Yeah,
sensitivity.
okay. So that, just for you guys, so you get an idea. Low sensitivity means you got to pick
Yeah.
up your mouse a lot, so you can move very precise, but you can't move very fast.
Exactly.
So, but if you are a high sensitivity player, then that means that you only got to move like your wrist a little bit, and you do like
Yes.
12 360s or something. I mean, that's an extreme example, but you guys know what we're getting at.
And especially for low sensitivity gamers, the tracking speed of the sensor is extremely important, because if you want to turn around, you need a lot of space. So you're
Yeah.
really moving your mouse really fast over your surface.
Yeah.
If you're doing that, your mouse has to keep up with the speed you're moving at.
Yeah.
That's a problem with laser sensors quite often, because laser sensors are not as fast as optical sensors in that sense.
Okay, so they don't track as many. I think they call it a polling rate or something like that.
No,
That's
polling
different,
rate is
okay.
something different.
Okay, anyway, so but it's like how fast does it relay the movements you're making to
your screen. If
to
it can
your
still-
computer
yeah.
basically, and that processes it. And
Yeah.
Okay.
And optical sensors, especially the newer ones, they are really good at tracking. So you can move them really, really fast, and they won't spin out or something.
Exactly. So they're a bit more reliable no matter what you do with them.
For gaming usage, especially for low sensitivity gamers, they're definitely more reliable. But for example, if you're not using a mouse pad and you have a desk that is really glossy,
Yeah.
then you can get into trouble with the reflections that your mouse runs into difficulties.
Right.
And if that's the case, you can either decide to choose for a laser mouse, or what I would recommend,
Get a mouse pad.
get a mouse pad.
Get a mouse pad.
Exactly.
That's usually the cheaper option, and basically a lot recommended anyway.
It's
much
the
more
better
comfortable.
option. Yeah.
Yeah, much more comfortable, and just
Desks
better
are
for
not
your
made
tracking.
to track for your mouse.
No.
Mouse pads are really designed for tracking.
Yeah.
So they have an optimized surface that's really suitable for mouse sensors.
Exactly. So it helps your mouse also to track everything better, so you'll be more precise
Yeah.
no matter how you slice it.
Exactly.
Okay. Cool.
So that much for the sensor. Any questions in chat, maybe?
Any questions in chat? Is the rest on YouTube?
I don't know where the rest is.
Right. Okay. What are the specs? No, not really. I mean, I've got somebody here saying, if I ever met Peter one day and we shake hands, I would never wash my hand because he has touched the RTX series. That's really nice. Yeah,
It's a good compliment.
I'm sorry to say I have washed my hands since then. It's it's when I got back. Yeah, but it was a pretty cool experience, I have to say. So, but we'll have to wait and see what it's gonna be like, the RTX, how it performs. So hopefully in the coming time we'll find that out. We'll be able to share that with you guys. But no questions. Just somebody saying, Dancefly saying, I like the two streamers. Thank you. We like you
Thank
too.
you. Definitely.
But no, yeah. So let's continue. Also, nothing about any echo, so that's good. Let's hope we keep it that way.
Exactly.
All right.
We've had enough technical difficulties.
Oh yeah, quite enough for one day.
Then features, and this is where you can really differentiate your product from other products, because with in the past, mice were very basic input devices. Like in the very beginning, you didn't even have a scroll wheel, for example.
Just 2 buttons and a ball.
Yeah, just 2 buttons and a ball, exactly. Nowadays, you can get them with a ton of buttons. You got a scroll wheel, is like by default there. DPI buttons are also a very common thing nowadays. Some mice have even more features. For example, the mouse I'm using here right now. This is the GM70, the Clutch GM70. I don't know if you can see it right. You can also see it in my slide at the moment. And it has a really interesting feature because it has replaceable sides. So you can drag them off and use them like this. It's a magnetic system. You can get both off, and then your mouse is a lot smaller all of a sudden.
Yeah. So you basically
there you can see the
it's an
magnetic system.
aluminum base as well, so
Yep.
that makes it quite a bit more sturdy and heavy as well.
And you can just, I should get the right one. Just click it on there, on the magnets,
That does help. Yeah. So
and
there
then
you
it's
go.
attached, and it's a bit bigger.
Yeah.
So you can, for example, if you're using a claw or a fingertip grip, you probably prefer to have it as small as possible. So you can just remove the sides. But for example, like you said, when you're browsing or something,
Yep.
you prefer to use palm grip.
Yep.
Then you can just click on the sides and use it as a palm grip mouse.
Yeah. And you also actually can take off the back, right? So you guys see here the top part basically.
Mm-hmm.
You can also take off. You just switched to a different slide.
Oh, whoops. Yeah,
the
it's on
mouse
the mouse.
he's using
it's
to
connected
demonstrate
to
you
my-
guys actually connected
There
to
we
his
go.
PC. So there you go.
I might accidentally click sometimes.
Yeah, well, it happens. You know, it's one of the.
I'm trying to get it
least-
back on, but I will move my slide again.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, no, it didn't. Good.
There we go. So actually,
it did.
you can actually customize a lot about that mouse. So
Yeah.
that's quite cool. Also, it has some really nice RGB as well, so which these days is kind of a must-have, I guess, on high-end mouse. Even if you don't really like it, it is
You
nice.
can just switch it off or put it to one color,
Exactly.
wherever you like best. And this specific model also has another very interesting feature, because you can also use it as a wired mouse, which you can just drag out the cable and use it wireless. You just plug a dongle into your PC and you can use it wirelessly.
Yeah.
So you have an on and off button here, you can just switch it on.
And that's only for the GM70, right? I mean,
That's
the
also,
GM60
the GM60
is this pretty much the same mouse.
has a different sensor, however.
A little bit different sensor,
Yeah.
but also cannot be used wirelessly. So that one
Yeah.
can only be used with the wire connected. So if you guys think, well, my wireless mouse, I don't really like it. You know, I don't want to run out of battery anytime during battle. Honestly, the GM70, I think, how long can it run without running out of battery?
Ooh, but
Like-
it also depends on if you put the lights on or off.
Exactly, but I mean,
So-
you know, days, weeks, whatever. You can monitor the battery usage in your in the software suite. But the GM60 is, you know, if you just like the shape of the mouse, the feel of the mouse, but you want the wired version, you can always go for the GM70 because you can also play with that
You can just
using
choose
the wire
whatever
connected.
you like best.
But the GM60, you know, because it's a little bit cheaper, so you don't have to pay for the wireless stuff. So that is the same mouse basically, but you can only use it with a wire. You can still disconnect the wire though, so that's cool. If you ever damage the wire or anything, you can replace it easily. You don't have to buy a new mouse. So we kept that little feature on it, but for the rest, you have to keep the wire connected to that.
And that's where we get to polling rate. You already mentioned it.
Yeah, that was too soon.
Yeah, polling rate it's actually quite easy. Polling rate is just, it's measured in hertz, and it essentially says how many times per second your mouse communicates with your computer.
Right.
So it's like processing the information from the mouse to your computer. So the higher the polling rate, the more often it sends a message to your computer what happens.
And this is like how many times per second, or?
Yeah, per second.
So it's hertz, right? And
Yeah.
so what's the polling rate, for example, for our GM70?
That depends where you use it, wireless or wired.
Right.
If you're using it wireless, it goes up to 1000 hertz, which is already a lot. That's
1,000 times per second.
Exactly. And that's pretty much the same as it is for most gaming mice that are wired, actually.
Yeah.
But the GM70 and the GM60, I believe, as well, if you use them wired, which you always have to do for the GM60, but you can choose to do for the GM70,
Right.
you have 3000 hertz.
3,000
hertz. So that means the response is 0.33 milliseconds.
That is fast.
Yeah.
That's like
You will never notice the delay.
esports scene fast. You know, that's
Exactly.
the difference between 1,000 and 3,000. You probably won't be able to actually notice in the game. So it's more of a mental thing, I guess. And why, you might ask, why then do we do 3,000? Well, because we can. And we want
If
to...
it's possible to make it faster, why not make it faster?
Yeah, we want to push the boundaries and see, you know, if you actually... I mean, some people might notice it, but I mean, the difference is like in the even smaller than milliseconds. It's like hundreds of milliseconds, so it's...
Yeah, even with the wireless already, you get 1 millisecond of response time.
Yeah, there you go. So you
So
if
that's
you
crazy
notice
fast.
it and you can actually, you know, you tell me you notice it, then I'll say I don't believe you.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I mean, because your monitor, most monitors these days also have a 1 millisecond response time in terms of, you know, when they can display so the time when the PC renders something until it displays on the screen. But you know, any latency you can take away, by definition, is a good thing when you're playing games like esports titles or fast-paced games that require fast response times. You know, it's a benefit.
The hardware is really getting faster. Like, for example, you mentioned monitors already. Flat screens became a lot faster than they were in the beginning.
Yes.
And also gaming mice, especially wireless. A couple of years ago, you still felt that delay. But nowadays, when you get this high polling rate with wireless mice, they're really fast.
Yeah.
So actually, wireless is getting really suitable for gaming nowadays, which
Right.
it wasn't in the past.
No.
Then, micro switches.
Okay, so I'm just gonna move out of the way here, because I was sitting in the way for this one. Micro switch. There you go.
Micro switches, they're located underneath the buttons pretty much. They're the clicking sound that a mouse makes.
So
when you click
basically,
it.
the thing that you see above you at the moment, that's located.
Yeah, and at the
if
clutch-
you do like this,
You can see there.
the,
Wait.
you can, Yeah.
There.
Exactly. The image above your head. There
Yeah.
you go. Yeah.
There you can see the micro switches underneath the buttons, and for the models that you see here, we're using Omron switches, and they're Japanese-made switches, and they have a life expectancy of over 50 million clicks.
Omron, if you guys don't know, is also known for a really good durability quality. You can also find they also actually make medical gear like blood pressure sensors and stuff like that. So yeah, they're a serious company. They didn't just start up and we'll try some switches. No, these guys are actually well established in the industry. So we chose them for a reason because they are known for this.
And also known for their consistency in their switches.
Exactly.
Really high quality switches and really durable.
Yeah.
And then of course, we already mentioned it, nowadays mice have a lot more buttons.
There we go.
And
one of them
the DPI switch
is
button.
a DPI switch.
And you can see it right on top of the mouse here.
Yeah.
And what that essentially does is it changes the resolution of your mouse. So that will also automatically change the sensitivity.
So I got one question.
Yeah.
No, we've got actually a statement and a question. I'll go with the statement first.
Mm-hmm.
The RGB makes you actually aim better in FPS games. That's a fact.
Good fact, good fact.
Nice. Okay, so secondly,
No comment.
which mouse would you recommend for the ego shooter games? At the moment, I have an MX518.
MX518 Logitech. Yeah.
Yeah. So which mouse would you recommend? I mean, I guess you mean from our lineup, right? That
really much. It really depends on what your needs are. Like for every person, this is different. If you
A mouse is a really personal thing,
Yeah.
I guess. I mean, yes, there are specifications you can say, but it's not like a graphics card or something,
Exactly.
or a motherboard, a CPU. You install it and then you never really, if everything goes well,
Yeah.
you don't really touch it again. This is something you actually have to hold in your hands, and so the experience and the way you perceive it, if you find it, comfortable and precise or not, regardless of specifications, this can still be different. So the mouse with, on paper, the best specifications, you might find terrible and you might perform really badly in it because you can't get used to it. But a $10 mouse in your local supermarket, you might find the most enjoyable and you play the best with. So it's a matter of finding out what you like most. So there is something.
we can provide some general guidelines. Like
Yeah.
for example, if you're playing shooter games, especially if you're playing on a medium or low sensitivity,
Yeah.
try to take a mouse with an optical sensor because it will track your movement better. And depending on what kind of grip style you use, for claw and fingertip grip, try to find a slightly smaller mouse like the Clutch GM40, for example. If you prefer palm grip, try to find a slightly bigger mouse like the GM60, GM70. But you can also make it smaller if you want to have those features and still use claw or fingertip grip.
That's right. Okay, so let's move
Continue?
on. I guess. Yeah.
And let's get into keyboards,
Ooh.
my favorite topic.
All right. So our tag is blocking the heading a bit. I see, but don't worry about it. You guys can see it's about keyboards. So.
We were meant to use this kind of view for these slides, so
Unfortunately,
sometimes we're blocking
we have
a
to
bit of
improvise.
content.
We
Yeah,
have to improvise.
exactly. For keyboards, I also defined 3 important things to really keep in mind when buying a new keyboard: the size, the switch type, and the features that it provides. At first, the size, there are like 2 main sizes that are common nowadays.
Okay.
You got the regular full-size keyboard that everyone knows. By far, most keyboards have this form factor.
You actually have like more than full size, right? With like programmable keys, you see
Yeah,
them a lot
those
as well.
exist as well.
Yeah.
But they still fall in the full-size
Right.
kind of keyboard. They're kind of big. And 10 key less, like the word already says, you have 10 keys less. 10 key less, TKL, it's also called quite often. And it doesn't have the number pad.
Yeah.
And quite a lot of gamers prefer to use 10 keyless keyboards because it gives them more space for their mouse, essentially. So if you don't really use it, like in games, many people don't use a numpad. It's usually WASD and the keys around it.
Yeah.
So if you want more space for your mouse, for example, if you're a low sensitivity player, 10 keyless is probably the way to go for you. But if you do a lot of typing as well and use a numpad quite often, then full size can be the better choice for you. It's really dependent on what you want and what your needs are. So you actually got a full size keyboard here. Maybe you
That's
can.
right. Yeah, I can see if I can lift it up high enough. Maybe I can. I need to disconnect my mouse. Here we go. Well, you know, you guys, if you watch the stream more often, you will recognize this one. This is a GK80, and as you can see, I've got some. I think it's a static LED effect at the moment on, but this is full size. So, and that's because, of course, of where am I? Here I am. So, because of the 10 key or the numpad that you see here. I'm sorry for the horrible camera quality. I haven't been able to spend much time improving this because the power outage resetted it.
And I'm actually using a 10 keyless version at the moment. Pick it up. As you can see, it's a lot smaller.
A GK70.
It's very compact. And this is really important for me to use a 10 keyless keyboard because I really use a lot of space with my mouse.
Yeah, you're a low sensitivity player.
Yeah, I'm an extremely low sensitivity player.
So he needs, like, this whole table. You guys don't see it, but normally, you know, if in the main view, you know, where it's echoing, this whole table is kind of like one huge mouse pad.
When playing shooter games, I will probably hit Peter's
yeah,
keyboard because
exactly.
I need that much space.
Yeah.
Then the switch type. Like, in the past, pretty much all keyboards, well, in the very past, they were actually already mechanical.
Yeah.
Interesting fact.
Yes. It started out mechanical,
Yeah.
I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then, mechanical, especially back in those days, was very expensive.
Yeah.
So they invented membrane switches. And they essentially use like a rubber pad over the keyboard.
A rubber dome?
Yeah.
I think they call it also dome switches sometimes, right?
Yeah, but it's like, it's one big rubber surface
Yeah.
with all the domes in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's a lot cheaper than individual
produce.
mechanical switches.
Yeah.
I
I think this is one of the reasons why they did it is because the computers became more mainstream, and
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys remember. I mean, I'm getting old, I guess, because I remember the first computers my parents had to buy. I was too young, and they were always complaining it was really expensive, you know, and it was like thousands of dollars, the first computers, and then, you know, in that price range, when you think about, you know, using mechanical switches, it kind of makes sense because in that price range you think, well, you know, the cost added to the whole package is not that big. But as computers got progressively more reasonably priced or cheaper, let's say, because, you know, everybody wanted more people to have computers.
It became a fair share of the total price.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
the keyboards were still relatively, you know, were becoming more and more expensive relative to the rest of the PC. So I guess that's one of the reasons why they started making these membrane keyboards, because then the price would drop by, well, I think maybe even a quarter. It wouldn't cost more than a quarter of what it cost
To have a mechanical
yeah,
keyboard.
a mechanical keyboard. So it's a really big difference in price.
But regular membrane switches, they usually don't type as comfortable as mechanical.
Yeah, there's a
So,
difference.
for example, what we did with the Viger GK40, we kind of mimic the feel you have when you're typing mechanically. So it is a rubber dome keyboard,
Yeah.
and it's also a very affordable keyboard, but it still kind of feels a bit mechanical.
Yeah, so we call that mechanical, like, you know, we try to get as close as possible to. We don't claim that it is mechanical, because
It's
of
not.
course
It's
it
definitely
is not.
not the same as mechanical.
No.
Like,
And you will notice the difference a
Yeah.
bit, but that's not to say that it cannot be comfortable and, you know, pleasurable to type on.
it's a bit in between, like the really, like
Yeah,
the.
you don't want to say crappy, but, you know, the run-of-the-mill
I didn't want to
keyboards.
say, yeah, like the very mainstream keyboards and mechanical. It's a bit, in the middle there.
Exactly. So it's a bit more. It's a bit above the normal membrane keyboards, but the
Exactly.
pricing is still not that much more. Definitely not up at the level of a mechanical switch. Because here's the thing. I mean, some of you guys, if you're like me and you started with gaming and you think, okay, these keyboards. Okay, so I've got a whatever, like $40, $50 keyboard here, and that already maybe sounds quite expensive because, hey, you know, it's just a keyboard. And you got these mechanical keyboards. Hey, what's that about? Whoa, that price tag, it's like at least $100, maybe $200. What the hell, you know? That's crazy expensive. What are they using? Gold? But that's the
Actually,
difference.
they are.
Yeah, okay, but I mean, that's the difference between a real mechanical keyboard that uses mechanical switches. It is actually that expensive. Those switches are what make it that expensive.
But also
so-
what make it that good compared to regular keyboard.
Yeah, I mean, if you are one that really enjoys that, and who I mean, there's a lot of people these days, especially gamers, who don't want anything else but mechanical. So once you do that and you appreciate it, if you don't feel the difference, then it's not really worth spending the extra money on. But if you do, and you enjoy the hell out of it every day,
it's a bit like monitors. Once you get used to 144 hertz,
yep.
If you come from 60 hertz, you probably don't want to get back to 60 hertz. It's the same with mechanical. Once you start typing on a mechanical keyboard, it's really hard to go back.
Yeah, and then the rest just feels mushy, and you just like, just doesn't feel right.
Exactly.
I mean, the mechanical, to describe it to you guys, it feels much more crisp, the typing as well. It feels just much more accurate, and just your typing strokes, whenever a type stroke, something that you type registers or not, when you press the key or not, it's much more clear usually. That point when you actually actuate, when you press the button and when it registers, is much more clear on a mechanical switch than it is on a membrane switch.
Talking about that, let's get a bit deeper into the mechanical switches, because there are a lot of different types of mechanical switches.
I'll go
actually.
This way again for the brown switch.
Yeah. For our MSI mechanical keyboards, we're always using genuine Cherry MX switches. Nowadays, there are a lot of
imitations.
Yeah, imitations. But these are the really German Cherry MX switches.
The original base. Well, I don't want to say the original, but one of I think this is the biggest company that
it's pretty much the original.
The
they started this, and now other companies
quality.
are making.
That's why all companies basically started using their switches, so they had the best consistent quality.
And they have most experience with making these switches.
Yeah, they've been doing it for a long time.
A very long time, actually.
And they've got a really nice selection of choice, which is what we're seeing here.
Yeah, and all these switches, they all have different things that make them unique. So, for example, you have the red, the speed silver, and the black switches. They're all linear switches.
Right.
So, if you press them, they'll require the same force all the way to the bottom. But that's not the case, for example, for brown or blue switches.
Right.
Like brown switches, they have like a bump in the middle,
mm-hmm.
and that's the point where you activate the switch.
That's where you say it's tactile, right?
Yeah, that's the
so
tactile
you can
switch.
feel the moment that it actually registers, basically.
Exactly.
That's the bump.
Yeah, and the same goes for Cherry MX Blue. But Cherry MX Blue also has an audible click.
So that's the clickety thing.
Yeah, they're called like clicky keyboards.
Yes.
And it's a bit dependent on what you like best. Usually, typists, they really like to feel that point where they actuate the switch.
Right.
So if you type a lot, like really a lot,
mm-hmm.
you'll probably prefer.
It's kind of like a typewriter, There you used to, when you press it and the hammer kind of put on the paper the character that you're pushing. That is very clear feedback when
it also
you actually
sounds a bit like a typewriter.
Yeah, kind of, yeah. So maybe that's also why a lot of people like it, especially when you're typing a lot. But for gaming, I can imagine it's also quite interesting, because for gamers, it's also good to know when you actually press a button, when it registers, when you start going, strafing or running or whatever.
Yeah.
So it can go either way. So that's why also you see that blue and brown, actually all switches, I think are. I don't want to say equally popular among gamers, but
it's also dependent on the game a bit.
Yeah.
But usually what we pretty much see in the industry is that most gamers prefer the linear switch type, because it's quite fast. You don't have anything in between in the key press. So we see a lot that like blacks are not as popular anymore as they used to be, because they're quite heavy.
Right, yeah, so you see the actuation force, which is the second thing under each, you see here, tactile brown, you see 55, what is it? What's that, CN stand for? Something Newton, right?
Yeah, centinewton?
I don't know, maybe. So. Anyway, so that kind of gives you an idea of how much force you actually have to exert with your finger to push down the button. So the higher the number, the harder you have to push, so it's like tougher to push down. Now it's not like you have to actually, put your fist down, and so the difference is rather subtle, but it's noticeable, especially if you do a lot of typing or a lot of gaming. The tougher switches do give a bit more feedback, so the black one, for example, with the 60 Newton force,
that's quite a stiff type of switch.
It will feel a bit more resilient and a bit more resistance if you push it down, and if you like that, then that's perfect for you. But for most gamers, they
want the fastest switch mostly.
So you also want a low, but not too low, actuation force.
Exactly. So the ones with the lowest actuation force are Cherry MX Red and Cherry MX Speed, which have a silver color. So they also sometimes call them MX Speed Silver. Both of them are linear switches, so really suitable for gaming. And the difference in these two switches is the travel distance. So the travel distance is like how far you can push the button.
Yeah, so from total when you don't push it, when it's just up straight, until the bottom when it actually, it bottoms out, basically.
That's the travel distance.
That's the whole travel distance. But I also see a difference in the activation.
Exactly, because you already register a key press
before you reach the bottom.
Quite far before you reach it.
So almost at the half, if I see it correctly, because it's for the red.
It's a bit dependent on the switch type. For example, blue is a bit lower, so you really have to press it further.
Right.
But especially for gaming, you want it to register very fast what you do. So, for example, Cherry MX Red at 2 millimeters, it already registers what you do. And especially for gamers, Cherry also designed the special MX Speed Silver switches, and they already register your key press after 1.2 millimeters.
Originally, I believe red was the intended for gamers, but this was before I think Speed Silver was made.
Existed, yeah.
So the first they thought, hey, what kind of switches do gamers want, or what would be most suitable for gamers? Then they created red because less actuation force, so it's quite easy to press down.
And back in the day, all switches had 4 millimeters travel distance.
Yeah.
But now they reduced that to
for the Speed Silver ones.
Just make it even faster.
Yeah.
Another benefit of mechanical switches, as the ones you see right here, they're transparent because there is RGB lighting underneath the switch.
Yeah.
So you can individually light all switches. You cannot do that with membrane keyboards because you have
this big
sheet, surface. So you can do it
yeah.
in zones, but you cannot individually light every key. And for example, with the MSI RGB mechanical keyboards, you can really define
per key
what kind of color you want.
So that's also why it's way more expensive, I guess, because then you need individual control of each. So you don't. It's not in each switch. There will be, of course, the whole switch thing, So all the activation and push down. But there's also an LED in there, and there needs to be, I guess, a controller per LED per switch to control each LED individually. So there's also one of the big factors why probably that adds to the cost quite a bit.
But it lets you create really cool effects and stuff.
Yes.
So it comes at a cost, but also it looks really cool compared to.
If you want cool stuff, you're gonna have to pay for it. That's how it works.
That's true. But there's another really, really big benefit. As we already told you, mechanical keyboards have been around for quite a while. Like in the very, very past, IBM had the Model M keyboard. I don't know if you know it.
That one's the daddy, I would say.
It's legendary.
Yes.
Legendary.
Yeah.
And they're extremely durable keyboards. Like there are quite a lot of people that still have a perfectly working IBM Model M mechanical keyboards. And the same goes with Cherry MX switches. They're a lot more durable than the rubber dome. Because the membrane, the rubber dome, at a certain point it wears out and it doesn't feel as good anymore. Right. And with mechanical switches, that's not the case.
Okay. So it lasts a lot longer. It's not like unlimited, but
it's way longer.
You'll be old and gray before that sucker gives way. That rhymes.
Cherry claims over 50 million keystrokes for both the MX Red and MX Speed switches that we're using, but most likely they will last a lot longer even.
Yeah, that's like the worst case, I guess.
Pretty much.
I mean, these companies, you can imagine, if they call out these numbers,
they have to play it safe. They
exactly.
say like at
so
least
this is
50
a
million.
safe number, just to give you an idea. 50 million plus. So 50 million is like their bare minimum.
Exactly.
So, there you go.
So much for the switches. Do you have any more questions in chat?
Well, they were asking, can I have my free GPUs now? I don't know. I mean, if you get free GPUs, dude, I'm jealous. I'm still waiting on mine.
Just tell me where to get those free GPUs.
Exactly. But for the rest, no. I mean, with this keyboard lighting, you don't need Christmas tree anymore. I mean, it's a bit small for a Christmas tree, but I mean, you can put on a nice show.
If you have the money for multiple RGB keyboards, you can just hang them in your tree,
or you can build a tree out of it. But I mean, that's going to be a hell of an expensive tree. No, I mean,
but it'll be a cool looking tree.
Oh, really? I get some proposition of changing when we when we celebrate Christmas, because of the LED, you can do it every day. I mean, if you feel like it, then why not? But no questions about. So guys,
if you have any questions, just drop them in
questions,
chat.
let us know.
Yeah.
We'll be more than happy to try and give you a good answer, or even if you want advice, like Dan Sly did earlier, asking which mouse we recommend in a certain situation. You know, we can always try and give you some advice. So let us know if you have any questions. But for now,
we'll continue with the features, because nowadays you can find a lot of features on keyboards. Like, keyboards used to be really boring input devices that just had a main key block and that was it.
They were beige.
Yeah, but now they're actually there's so much to choose from.
Yeah.
We already mentioned RGB lighting, that you have per key, for example, and you can also synchronize it with other RGB lit components and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe you can show on the keyboard you have on top of there. You
Yep.
have, for example, media keys and a USB pass-through port.
So let me hold this up again. I don't know, I mean, this camera isn't very great quality, but still. So yeah, on the top here, you can see there are some media control keys. So there I can very
As
easily...
you can also see right there.
Yeah, exactly. And the USB pass-through. So that's why I actually have my mouse connected in this one. Yeah, because then you don't have to connect it to your PC itself. So that's quite cool. You can connect your headset. It's a pass-through port, so that means it's not great for charging. It's not USB 3.0. This one is USB 2.0, so it's great for connecting other peripherals, but not, and maybe even a USB stick probably. So data connection and stuff is good, but in terms of power supply, it's not really meant for that.
Yeah, it's mostly meant indeed to connect, for example, your mouse or your headset or something like that.
Yeah.
And there's another interesting thing about the keyboard you have, and that's the detachable palm rest.
Yes. So I have it right here. So this one is actually, we call it detachable because actually it's not attached to the keyboard. This one is actually completely detached. However, due to the rubber feet it has, so I don't know if I can show you guys. The light is a bit dim here. Oh, here we go. Yeah, so there's rubber feet here running along the mouse. So actually when you put this down and you rest your, it's a wrist rest, so your wrist on it, it doesn't matter how much you move, actually you'll be more likely to move your table than this wrist rest. But the benefit of this is, I also have some keyboards with an attached wrist rest, and maybe my hands are just freakishly big or something, but usually I tend to still have my wrist resting like in front of the wrist rest, not actually on it, because if I put it on it, my fingers stretch all the way to the F keys, or at least the numbers, but not WASD, without doing like this, you know, really clawing up, and that doesn't feel good. So for me this is actually perfect, because then I can place it just a little bit further away from the keyboard and still use it actually as a rest for my wrist. So yeah, that's for me a big benefit. And also, in the bottom, here, I don't know if you guys see, oh, here we go, a little bit. So here you can see there's like a little space in between at the bottom of this wrist rest. You can actually take, there's a little bit of a protective rubber here, you can take that out, and there you can see straight in it. You can actually fit, it has the exact shape of keycaps. So you can actually fit extra keycaps in here, and wouldn't you know it, we provide extra keycaps with
I already have them here.
The GK80 and the GK70. So
these are
yep.
special gaming keycaps. They're a lot more texturized than the standard keycaps. I don't know if you can see it like this. So you can easily feel the keys you need in your game.
It's
so
got like a little texture on it, like a rubberized texture. And
exactly.
I can show you guys. It's like the same as the wrist rest has. So it has a little bit of a texture on it, so you can actually feel it. So that way you can very easily distinguish it from the other keys.
Let me get the space bar. Here you can see the texture, I think.
Yeah. So without looking, you can actually, just by feeling, you can, if you replace those keypads or keycaps for certain keys, you can very easily find it without having to look at your keyboard like, which key am I looking for? So it's another way of, kind of like macro keys or something, anything you want, making it very easy to find.
But it's not only texture keycaps.
No.
Because on your keyboard, there's something interesting as well.
Yes. I was going to say on your keyboard as well, but actually they're not on there.
They're not on there at the moment.
Exactly, but
they come with both the GK80 and the GK70.
So you see these four keys here. These are metal keycaps, So, and they're shaped a little bit differently as well. I think you can see it better in the slide over yonder, over there. So these are specifically for WASD, or if you want to, you can even replace
I'll
arrow
move a
keys
bit
with this.
out of the way. Then you can also read it.
You can, yeah, there you go. So, yeah, these are again keycaps that the shape is different, so it's very easy to feel. So you if you have trouble finding your WASD keys or your arrow keys should be easy, but whatever keys you use for movement, for example, just replace them with these keycaps and very easy to find.
But if you don't want to use the metal keycaps,
we also include the normal ones.
Yeah, the normal ones are included. These are actually installed by default.
Yeah.
But you can replace them by normal keycaps like all the others on the keyboard.
Exactly. And of course we have a keycap puller inside as well.
Right here.
And this is all included in the box, guys. So you don't have to buy this separately. I know a lot of other brands where you have to buy, if you want other keycaps, you have to buy them separately. Yeah. These are included in the box with the GK80 and the GK70 products.
Exactly.
So that's pretty cool. So we thought we'd add in something nice so you guys can, try it out. Because again, it might be something you like, it might not be something you like, but at least you'll have a choice.
Then, anti-ghosting. Do you know what anti-ghosting is? It's not a ghost in your keyboard.
I don't like ghosts.
No, you don't? Not even Casper?
Ghostbusters did. No, I mean, so yeah, anti-ghosting, isn't that, I mean, I know what it is on monitors, you kind of see a haze of stuff when there's fast movement, you can see like something moving behind it. It's like motion blur almost.
Ghosting on keyboards is a little bit different. Ghosting essentially is when you're using a lot of keys at the same time, that it will not register certain keys anymore. So again, the IBM Model M we already talked about.
Yep.
That one was just able to process 2 key presses at the same time. So for example, if you want to walk in a game forwards and side.
Control-Alt-Delete wasn't really a thing back then.
That was really hard, indeed. And for example, if you're walking with W and strafing with A at the same time, and you want to jump with your spacebar, that was not possible. So for gaming, you need more keys at the same time. And the membrane keyboard we showed you before, you can press 20 keys at the same time and it will still register. For the mechanical ones, it has N key rollover, so you can press any key you like. Doesn't matter, it will always register your key press.
So I mean 20 keys at the same time already. How many fingers do you have?
Well, sometimes I just type with my arm. I just put it on top and I want to register.
Sometimes I type with my forehead, but I mean that's beside the point, right? But it's like, again, this is a feature that if you're like one of those hyper fast StarCraft players with all kinds of macros and stuff, you can maybe come close to that 20, but normally, any normal person probably at least not intentionally will get close to pressing 20 keys at the same time. Any of this keyboard,
it will process everything you try to throw at it.
Pretty much.
Not literally, but you get what I mean. And another important thing for gamers, the Windows key lock. Nothing is more annoying than when you're in the middle of a fight and accidentally press the Windows key. And then the menu comes up and your game is gone and you're dead.
Yeah, and then if you're really unlucky and the game doesn't really run that good, it actually crashes as well, so you can't get back into the game.
Exactly.
So it's like alt-tabbing, into Windows.
So you can just switch it off when gaming. So if you accidentally press it, doesn't matter.
Exactly. So just to be sure that you don't unintentionally get thrown out of the game.
Especially if you're a competitive gamer, you really don't want that.
No. Yeah. It'll be like GG uninstall Windows.
Exactly.
Just out of spite, he'll just uninstall it. Anyway.
Enough about keyboards.
I guess so. Let's see if I can get any questions.
Or maybe questions about keyboards.
Some more questions about graphics cards. I'm sorry, guys. Today is not a stream about graphics cards, so soon we'll have some more
get back to
streams
graphics
about
cards.
that.
Don't worry.
Yeah, don't worry about that. That's coming up. Do you guys have any giveaways? Yeah, that's a good question.
We actually do.
We do. So,
but we have to be silent when we show it.
Why?
Because we will be echoing.
Oh, yeah.
So we're just going to show you the link, and we're going to be silent. And you can watch it for 10 seconds, and then we'll get back to you.
Okay. Okay,
so it was too fast. They couldn't even.
No, don't worry about it, because I think for now we can actually maybe already draw the first winner, because we've been at it for like over an hour already.
Yeah, we can do that.
So let's see if we can do that. So we have a script, guys. I see we already have some nice amount of entries. Keep on
going. We will I have another giveaway.
So let's see. Let's first go and because we've got a script that should work. Oh my god, this is like the best streaming day ever. We're using all kinds of new stuff as well. So okay, let's see. Let's pick one winner. Come on, script. Pick one winner.
Do we have a winner?
It looks like we have a winner. Let's see. Yes. So we have Bodun Oye. I don't know if I'm correctly pronouncing this. If I'm not, then I'm sorry. But Bodun Oye, thank you. You'll be the winner of our first $20 Steam code. After the stream, we'll be in touch with you through email.
Yeah.
And we'll get your code. So thank you for that. We've got more codes.
And congratulations with your code, of course.
Exactly. Congratulations. Make sure you use it well. But we've got more codes to give away. So keep entering, and yeah, you'll still be able to win something. So yeah, make sure you keep. I'll just pull it up again. Sorry about the echo, but here you go. This should be. The link should be in chat as well, so you should be able to click it, so you won't have to like type the whole thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, make sure you enter and don't miss out on an opportunity to win something. Let's switch back to this quickly. Okay, so let's go a little bit quicker because I think we're spending a lot of time about these things.
We already started a bit late because of technical difficulties. So, gaming headsets.
Right. So headsets, yeah. Audio, that's actually my nickname in game, so it was very important for me.
So you can tell us all about this.
I could. Yes, so how to find the perfect gaming headset. For me, there's a couple of things you can choose from, of course. There's, of course, different types of headsets. So as you can see there, in-ear and over-ear. In-ear, of course, means you plug it into your ear. So these are actually the small ones usually that you use with your phone or, mobile usage as well. There you go. So these actually go in your ear. Great for noise cancelling usually as well, that way. If you have a good one, that is, if it fits good. But some people don't like putting stuff in their ears, or also the drivers of these in-ears headsets tend to be really small. That doesn't mean they give less good sound, but there can be a difference. And the other one is over. Oh, there we go, over ear. So that side, at Mike's side. So. Mostly the PC gamers you will see tend to use over-ear headsets like this one. This is the GH70 with the nice RGB inside as well.
Right here. Like the one you see in the slide, it's the DS502.
Yep.
It's this one.
That's one of our a little bit older models. Still really good though.
And I have another one right here.
That's the GH60. So the GH60 you will notice is very similar to the GH70. The big difference there is that it doesn't have the LEDs inside, so it's just to give you guys an option. If you don't like the LEDs, but you do like the headset and you want the good sound out of it, then you can get the GH60. There is, however, another difference, and there we have it. So the GH70 actually uses USB. That's also where it gets the power for the LEDs, but also it has a built-in sound card in the controller. I don't know if I can lift this up high enough. Oh, here we go. So there's actually a built-in sound card here. So with the press of the button, it's this one, 7.1 it says, you can actually activate 7.1 surround sound, which gives you a lot better positional audio in games. Not so great for listening music, I can tell you. It's quite interesting. If you have it, definitely use it and figure it out. But
for movies and games?
Yeah, it's not that's the best usage basically. Yeah. So also illumination, so the RGB. The GH60, however, uses 3.5mm audio jacks. So as you can see here above me, there it is. Those are the little connectors that you see a lot. You used to see on mobile phones, but they're kind of disappearing now as well. Because most of them are using Type-C connectors or something. Anyway, it doesn't have a built-in sound card. It does still have a inline remote, so you can still mute your microphone, control your sound. So all the things you want to do. But it does not have LED because it also doesn't get any power from the 3.5mm jacks. The USB can draw power from it. This headset, the GH60 with the 3.5mm jacks, is therefore great for PCs still, but also for mobile usage, because usually for mobile phones you can't really fit a full-size USB port. So yeah, I don't know any mobile phone that has that actually.
No.
And also for consoles, so most consoles you can probably connect the GH70, but I suspect it will require some kind of drivers, and most consoles don't use any Windows kind of drivers, so that's going to be a bit of a problem.
Yeah.
So therefore, GH60, if you also want to use it on a console, the GH60 is perfect because you can just use a
We'll just use the built-in
audio.
sound card in the console.
Exactly, yeah.
So it will work flawlessly.
Exactly. So yeah, a bit more versatile,
Mm-hmm.
and also a bit cheaper because of the RGB that's not included, and of course the sound card that's built in.
But here we only see one 3.5mm plug, but most PCs have a separate 3.5mm plug for the sound and a separate one for the microphone.
Correct. So what we did is we, out of the box, it will come with a splitter on top of this connector. So this connector actually can be used with your mobile devices, and with this single plug, which when you plug it in, you can actually use the microphone of the headset as well.
It pretty much divides one plug into two separate plugs.
Yeah, so there's actually a splitter involved as well for the PC usage that actually divides them up into two plugs. So one dedicated for your headphones and one dedicated for your microphone. So that's kind of what most PC users are used to anyway. But for mobile use, we also wanted to make it versatile that you can use it for that. So you can actually, just by removing the splitter and using the single jack that's left, when you plug it into your mobile device, you can actually use both the headset and the microphone of the headset for your mobile device.
Then there's a lot more features. We already discussed a couple.
Yeah.
The Mystic Light RGB, that's really, you can only find that, as Peter already mentioned, on the USB version, the GH70. Virtual surround sound, same thing, because it requires the built-in sound card. Same goes for the high-res audio, also requires the built-in USB sound card. But there's also a couple of things that goes for both headsets, like swappable earpads. Both of the headsets, they come with two types of earpads. Like you have the PU leather ones.
Those are the ones that are actually will be on the product out of the box. So and these are really soft and like I don't want to say squishy, but they're really comfortable.
And they block outside noises a bit more than the other ones. They're fabric, right?
Exactly, and the fabric actually it's a bit more open, so it'll also let a little bit more sound through. So these ones are actually the best for noise cancelling, and they're quite comfortable as well. The only situation I can think of that I would maybe pick the fabric ones over these ones if it's really hot and you're really sweaty, then with the leather kind of feel that can kind of get sticky a bit.
I know another thing when you really want to use the fabric ones. When you live in Australia, there are so many predators there, and you want to hear from behind.
Yeah, exactly. When something's creeping up on you.
Exactly.
You want the surround sound even outside of the game.
For you Australians, you want the fabric pads.
Because in Australia, everything is trying to kill you.
Yeah, that's definitely true.
Yes,
and the drivers.
Savage, we're going to play some Battlefield 5 after this. So
yeah, we'll definitely do that.
Sure.
Then the drivers, like in the headset, what essentially provides the sound are the drivers. And the GH70 and the GH60 are both equipped with 50mm drivers. So they're quite big and very good at bass. And the DS502, they also have quite big drivers at 40mm.
Yeah.
So it also gives you quite a lot of punchier sound. Good bass.
Exactly. And so the in-ear types, they give you a bit less, they have less big drivers, but because they are located in your ears, actually, it gives you already a better, it kind of mimics the idea of better bass by using the cavities in your ear. So it works a different way, but yeah, just whatever you prefer, basically.
And if you like to go to LAN parties, there is something included as well, but you're sitting in front of it.
I'm sitting in front of it.
Yeah, on the slide at least you are.
Sorry. A carrying pouch, so you can see it right there on the image as well. There.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
So you can nicely fit your headset in there and securely take it with you.
And also, I mean, these guys have, you can swivel them actually. So what I mean by that is, if you're wearing them like this, you see a lot of guys like that. But you kind of, if you don't want to hold your chin up like all the way, you tend to hit the side of the ear cups with your chin, or in my case, the beard. And if you don't want that, what you can just do is just swivel them like this, and then suddenly they're a lot more flat. So there you go. And that's also great for if you want to hang them up someplace. You know, if you have them like this,
you can lay them down flat on the
they take
table.
a lot more space. But if you want to lay them down flat or hang them against a wall or something, just swivel them like that, and then suddenly they take less space.
Yep.
So there you go.
Then, game controllers.
Ooh, yeah, those ones are quite cool. I'm enjoying those.
I am too.
But not in all games, obviously. I mean, shooters, hell no. You don't do that.
That's a console thing. Like
Yeah.
playing a shooter game with a game controller is really hard. When I try to do that, I'm always watching either the ground or the ceiling.
I'm still waiting for, you know, because I heard a lot of people saying, yeah, crossplay, you know, you should be able to play on an Xbox or a
Yeah.
PS4 against people on the PC. And when it comes to shooters, I was always like, oh, just bring it on, you know. I can't wait to do it because all these guys are going to be...
It's so unfair.
Yeah, exactly. I'm as a PC gamer with a mouse and a keyboard,
It's
dude,
much easier.
it's like, it's an unfair advantage.
But it's exactly the other way around in some other games. Like
Yeah.
last week we played some Rocket League, and that's so much easier with the game controller.
Exactly, yeah.
Because what's already listed here, analog input, and that's really the key in certain game types. Analog input essentially means that when you have digital input, it's either on or off. So once you press a key, it's pressed. So just on or off. When you have analog input, you can push it in half, for example. So if you're playing a racing game, if you want to, you have like a very easy corner, you just steer in a little bit, and you can go smoothly around instead of...
Exactly. You'll know if you play
Just
on a
press,
keyboard,
yeah.
usually, and you're playing a racing game, you either
You're like
go
bashing the
you either go
button, too.
right front or you go like full tilt into one side, and your car
Exactly.
will just keep sliding or something. You have no control.
or you have to bash your key.
Yeah, or you
just
have to
take a slide
multiple
corner.
times just to
Yeah.
go like this really quickly.
So that's
But
a
with
lot easier with the controller.
Yeah, with analog triggers and stuff like that, you can just basically, like, you have percentages, so you can actually say, I don't want to punch the gas or the brakes fully, like on or off. It's more like, all right, so I'm going to brake a little bit, and I'm going to maintain like a little bit of gas, a little bit of, accelerator as well. Or so you've got a lot more levels of control there.
Yeah, and they're also for sports games like FIFA.
Yeah.
If you want to walk in a certain direction, with a keyboard, you only have like up, down, left, right. And for example, if you press W and A, you can go like in the middle. But everything in between is impossible.
Yeah.
And with an analog stick, you can just decide exactly the direction you want. And as you can already see on the slide, you have analog joysticks. There are 2 of them on our game controllers. And on top, you have analog triggers. So for example, like Peter already mentioned, in a racing game, if you have gas, you can just press it half, or the brake, press it half, or the steering. So for those things, analog input is really, really useful. And it goes for racing games, sports games, but also first-person shooters like Battlefield, where
With
you have vehicles involved.
Yeah, like airplanes or
helicopters, or
so it
just
actually,
driving around in a buggy.
It can actually give you a bit of an edge. But I mean,
Yeah.
even I know a lot of people who play like RPG, role-playing games like The Witcher or something, who prefer playing that actually with a controller, because also that allows them to put it on their TV and they can just sit on the couch. It's almost like a console setup, but with PC power, if you know what I mean.
Exactly.
So it's just in a lot of situations that previously I also didn't think about it, because I thought, I'm a PC gamer. What the hell do I need a controller for? That's console stuff, right?
But also in games like GTA, for example.
Yeah.
It's like a blend of all different game types. It's a first-person shooter, but it's also a racing game in some situations.
Yeah.
So you can just put a controller next to it. You can play with your keyboard and mouse if you're playing in the shooter mode, and if you step into a car, you just grab your controller and use that.
Yeah. So actually, it's quite cool for PC gaming as well, and these are actually quite popular as well. And I see West Warlord is saying, "Sure wish these were available in the States." Who knows? Just ask your local shop about them, and maybe they'll come to us and say, "Guys, we need to have these because we got people asking for them." It's something that a lot of people are surprised to see that PC gamers want controllers, because they don't really link this to PC gaming. So if you can actually help to create this awareness in your local shops that, hey guys, actually we do like these
request them and
controllers.
see if it would
Exactly.
work.
Yeah.
And at the moment we have two different kinds of controllers. Well, they're quite similar, but there's one big difference.
Yes.
The controller I have here is the GC30, and there you can plug in a cable, but if you don't want to, it also comes with a dongle, so you can use it wirelessly. And the GC20 is essentially the same controller,
yeah. But
but
one notable exception.
You need the cable.
Yeah, you always need the cable.
You can still take it out, but if you want
Then
to
it
use
won't
it, no, it won't work. If you want to use it, you have to plug in the cable.
Yeah.
So that's also a difference with the GC30. There's a built-in battery. So if you use it wirelessly, you have to use the battery. So it has I think it's 600 milliamp hours.
I don't know. Actually, because you would expect, because one has the battery and one doesn't,
Yeah.
that you can actually feel a lot of difference between one being much heavier than the other. But
It's actually not that much of difference.
yeah, exactly. But remember, guys, a 600 milliamp battery is actually not that big. Most phones use like 3,000 to 4,000 milliamps.
Yeah.
Just to give you an idea. So actually, the battery is probably quite tiny.
But it doesn't use as much power either, so
No.
you can still go up to 8 hours of battery life while gaming.
Maybe next time we'll include RGB, and then it'll be like 4 hours.
That will probably shave a bit of.
No, I mean, some other thing that is in the controller can probably cut battery life down a little bit, which is dual vibration motors, because you have a controller, and yeah, traditionally, I remember I also had some consoles that you had like this rumble or whatever, force feedback. It had all kinds of different names, but some extra dimension of experience to your game. So if you get shot, or if you're moving your car really fast, or something happens, that it actually rumbles a bit.
Mm-hmm.
So that's actually, these controllers are equipped with dual vibration motors. That means that in both handles there is one, and they can move asynchronously. So that means that it's not both either go on or off, but it can also be purely on your, if you're driving a car and on one side you're off the track, it'll only start rumbling on one side, for example. So there's actually a little bit of difference there.
And of course, for example, if you want to extend your battery life, you can just switch off the rumbling, or if you don't like it at all.
Yeah.
There's something more interesting about these
This
controllers.
is the real cool thing, I think. That's, because controllers are, there are a lot of controllers. For PCs, maybe not that much, but still, you've got a lot of controllers. But this is
many
something
people
I don't
using
see.
console controllers on PC.
Yeah, and this feature I don't see on many other controllers.
And that's with the D-pad right here.
Direction
As you can
pad.
see, yeah, it's a metal D-pad, but there's two different designs. This comes included in the box, and you can just take it off. It's a magnetic system.
Also a magnetic design, yeah.
So it's really easy. You just click it on,
There you go.
and there you have a different kind of D-pad, which
Because-
is a bit easier directional.
Exactly. If you have the cross one, basically, it's very easy to go, either top, down, left, or right. But if you have the other one, and you need to press, up and right at the same time, then the round one actually makes that a hell of a lot more easier. I remember having one of those controllers, and you get one of those fighting games that you had all these combinations, that you had to do. And I remember it became just button mashing at some point, because it was just, or you had to like really awkwardly hold the controller in different ways to press. It was like what's that game called where you have to, like Twister. You guys know Twister, right? That you have to like right foot on the blue thing. It kind of felt like that. Like how do I have to hold the controller to do this combination? Because it was just impossible to do it while holding it normally. This is something that makes it a little bit more easier, at least, to do combinations of directional commands.
And there's something more interesting,
Yes.
because you can use it on your PC,
Again.
but also
Yeah.
you can use it on your Android device. And for that, there's also an OTG cable, it's called. It's included in the box. And then you can plug it on one side into your controller, other side on your mobile phone. And then you can use it for mobile games as well.
Yeah. And, I mean, they can work on some consoles, but because our primary focus is, of course, PC gamers, we haven't gone through the trouble of actually licensing that. So you're always free
Verifying
to
licensing.
to make sure that
You can try, and it might work on consoles as well.
we have heard on some consoles and some games. It can even depend per game. So you're free to try, of course, but we can't guarantee that it works on all consoles. So
So they're really focused at PC and mobile gaming.
Yes, well, yeah, I mean, mobile gaming because it's also quite easy, but mostly PC gaming, yeah, correct.
So that was it.
That was
now
it.
let's play some games.
Finally, all right. So
let's use these devices.
Exactly. So let's do that. Let's see. So you're
ramp up Origin.
Oh yeah. Let's see.
We're gonna play some Battlefield 5.
Okay, let's go back to the main cam for a second.
So what kind of devices will you be playing with?
I will be playing with, of course, my trusty GK80, as you can see here. I hope the echo is not back, guys. It's not too bad. With the detached palm rest, as you can see. The GH70 with, well, it's Battlefield, so I want my positional audio as well. So 7.1 surround, of course. And I am using my personal favorite, which is the GM40 mouse. So it's quite lightweight. It's
I say no echo? No echo?
No echo?
Nice!
No echo? Did we just accidentally fix it? Did something fix it? Did something shift in the universe? Anyway, so GM40 for me is my personal favorite for FPS type of games. It's light, allows me to make swift movements, and it's really accurate as well. So I really like it. I actually have 2 sets of mouse and keyboards here because I'm doing the director stuff as well. So let's see, we can probably switch to your PC. Yep. By the way, we are today playing on these systems, so here you can also see what we're using.
So I'm using, as I've shown before, the tankless keyboard because I need a lot of space for my mouse. And the mouse I'm using is the GM70 because it has a very good optical sensor that can really keep up with the quick, low sensitivity movements. For the headset, I'm using the GS60, so the version with the 3.5mm jack connector. And I also have a GC30 game controller here, in case I can get my hands on a tank.
Or an airplane.
Or an airplane.
Yeah, and PC-wise, we're both playing on Optics MPG 27 CQ monitor. So maybe if I switch back to the main view, you can actually see. There you go. So these are the nice monitors with the LEDs, both in the back, but also in our front. We have the GameSense setup. Battlefield 5 at the moment, of course, is not even out yet, so it's not supported yet. But who knows? But you know, it looks really nice anyway. They are the CQ variety, which means that they are WHQD. No, WQHD? WQHD. Right?
WQHD. Like they're... Yeah,
the resolution.
WQHD.
Yes,
exactly.
So
like
4040p for the people who like numbers.
It's wide quad HD, so
yeah,
WQHD.
Yeah,
exactly.
it's a tongue breaker, that one. But we will be playing both on 1080p. Mic, of course, because of the streaming as well, because the capture card can only take 1080p. If you're on Facebook, you're out of luck because it's 720p. It's downscaled actually to 30 FPS.
Go to either Twitch or YouTube and watch in 1080p, 60
for
frames
this,
per second.
you really have to go to Twitch or YouTube to get the best experience.
Yeah.
And let's see, what else do we have? So I'm playing on a Trident 3 Arctic. Actually, I don't think you can see it. It's behind the monitor here. It's the small PC basically, which has in it a 6-core Intel i7 processor, a MSI small, so an ITX format, 1060 6 gig, 16 gigs of DDR4 RAM memory. It's running from a 128 gigabyte M.2 NVMe SSD, and I think I installed the game on the 1 terabyte hard drive even. So yeah, we'll see how it runs.
And I'm actually using the mini ITX custom build PC we built last week with a few adjustments. We put in a 1070 Ti graphics card, some faster memory, and we had to replace the SSD because we borrowed the other one. And this one we still have laying around.
Yeah. So the 1070 Ti should be able to give you a little bit of an edge, so you can actually pump up the graphics a bit more. Hopefully.
Exactly.
All right.
Let's get into it.
Yeah.
You have to boot up your game, and I can send you an invite.
Actually, I do. Yeah. I think. Yeah. What I will
so
do
I can
is I'll just
follow a bit around in my settings. Let's see.
Actually, we have to friend up, don't we? To squad up to see if we can.
We're not friends yet.
No, we are friends, but I don't think we're squatted up quite yet in the game at the moment.
I think you have to log into Origin, and then it should be.
Let me see.
I'm going to crank up the graphics in between. So I'm Playing
Yeah.
1080p because of obviously the capture card. And I'm playing at 144 Hz, but you can only see 60 because of the capture card again. I don't like these kind of things, so I switched them all off. Because they usually make it harder to spot enemies and stuff, and motion blur also makes it a bit complicated to see stuff. And I increased my field of view a bit so I can see more around me. As for the advanced settings, it's very easy. Everything on Ultra.
Ultra.
So let's see how it
all
runs.
Things.
Personally, I would never play with everything on Ultra because I really like low detail graphics to spot enemies faster. But let's just see how it runs.
Right. Hello, technical engineer Hex, by the way. Thanks for joining our stream today. So now we're finally gonna get into some gameplay. Let's do that.
And we're still running the Steam gift code giveaway.
Oh yes, yeah,
So
yeah,
the
yeah,
wallet
yeah.
code.
So make sure
let's-
you guys enter that by. Let's see if we can put that on the screen again. Here we go. So make sure you guys go to that
Right
link.
here.
There we go. And enter the competition. Make sure you don't miss out on a $20 Steam gift card. You can do so many things with that. So yeah, should be in the chat the link, so you can actually, you don't have to type it, so you can actually just click on it and participate. Let's get back into this. Yeah, I'll just start the game up. And I think in the game we can friend each other, right?
think I
Or
put you in
not
the
friend,
squad.
but you know. Oh, here we go. Actually, I think I need to wait until the game opens because I'm afraid it'll freeze the game. Maybe it is beta, you know, so it's
Exactly, it's still
Don't
open
we
beta
know?
still.
yeah. You don't really know how it's gonna work. And also, we tried this yesterday a little bit, right? And it's hard sometimes to get into a game if you're with two, because all the servers that I saw pretty much are just full all the time. So we're gonna have to see if we can find a spot with the two of us. If we can't, in a few minutes time, probably you're just gonna have to go out and shoot some people on your own. So can you send me another invite, please?
I think you should be able to see my invite somehow.
No, it's
Okay, I'll kick you out and re-invite you.
Yeah.
There you go.
There we go. Now I see it. Yep. All right. So you
Join
can
your squad.
take the lead and start
Play
the game.
multiplayer. Just conquest.
Oh, here we go. Wow. Okay.
That's
So
quite fast.
it seems that we found a server. So either maybe EA saw yesterday how busy and popular it was already in the open beta. And actually the open beta just starts tomorrow from what I know. The actual open beta. Now it's open to people who bought, pre-ordered the game. Or got a special, a special code that unlocks earlier access in the open beta. But it was only 2 days max, I believe. It was 2 days that you could get earlier access than the rest. So it wasn't like weeks earlier.
So what class are you taking?
I don't know yet. Wait, I'm just switching my monitor to 144 Hertz, of course, because you know we don't do it for less. What class? What class? Okay, so
I think I'm gonna go with support.
yeah,
Looks good to me.
yeah. No, assault actually. I'm gonna go for assault. So which point are you spawning?
Shall we just take A
Let's do that. Right.
and deploy?
All right. So I'm just gonna put my headset on as well, so I can actually
Ah,
hear.
I can see you.
Alright, let's see if we can do this.
Let me grab some extra ammo.
Oh, there's a tank near me as well.
I'm a support, so I will just support you and walk behind you.
Alright. So we, let's see, we capture C, I don't know. I think you're the squad leader. Maybe you can, I think it's like pressing Q, aiming at the C point and then pressing Q or something like that. That you can like give the order to take that point. And we get extra points when we do.
Okay, let's do that. It actually looks really good.
It looks amazing, yeah. With it falling snow and everything, it's really dynamic.
And in the future, this will get ray tracing. So it will only look better in the future.
Oh yeah. Holy crap. Okay, so there's a lot of action going
Are
on.
you still
here.
alive?
Oh! Oh wow!
Got one.
I just got knifed.
Where is he?
Serious smile. Oh, behind me.
Ah, there were two of them.
Oh.
I was in between them.
This game needs to be optimized. Yeah, well, it's still
Back at
beta,
A?
guys. So again, you got everything on Ultra, right?
I got everything on Ultra.
Okay, cool. Yeah, let's go A.
But I switched off a few things like motion blur and stuff.
Yeah, well, who likes motion blur anyway?
Exactly.
Right? Oh wow, there's
I think
airplanes in the
those
sky as well.
things are a bit annoying and make it harder to see enemies. And
Is there any like flak guns? I like flak guns. In BF1, I used flak guns all the time.
Oh, there you are. I hear a sniper.
Yeah.
I hope it's a friendly one.
Looking around for. I'm just looking around at the beautiful view, but I'm also looking around for a flak gun, maybe. I saw some in the game earlier, but I don't really know where they are. So there's like points here where you can get like extra ammo or stuff. Pick up extra ammo.
I'm also carrying ammo, so I can throw
Oh, of
ammo
course, yeah,
in
your
front
support.
of you.
There you go. Alright, so.
Oh, I see enemies across
Oh,
the bridge.
Yep, I see
Oh, I got
enemies on this
sniped
side
from
as
there.
well. Oh.
Watch out, there's a sniper. Can you pick me up? I'm bleeding out.
Oh, I was actually hit by a grenadier as well.
Okay, then I'll skip and respawn with
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. How much FPS do you have? Do you have any? I think you've
I
got.
don't think I have any.
I think you've got Afterburner installed on there,
I do.
if I'm correct.
Well, it's just L tabbing.
Yes, you.
I hope the game doesn't crash because it's still.
I hope so too. Actually, I'm in a
Open beta.
tank. That's nice. I actually managed to get us
Yeah,
get
I
me a
have
tank.
Afterburner. So how did you get the overlay in again with Afterburner?
I think it should be already enabled, but if it's not,
Let's have a
then
look.
Shift plus Q, I think, is the setting.
I don't see it yet. Press.
Have you executed?
Ah,
you
there
go.
it is. There it is. Just needed a second.
Yes. So there you guys, there's actually a lot of information there on...
Oh, you're in a tank.
I'm in a tank, yes.
I'm gonna join you.
Where are you? Where are you?
I'm in your tank.
Oh, you're already in. Oh, there we go. Cool. Okay. So yeah, if you can keep your eyes open for bad guys.
Killed him.
Like that one there. Very good. Okay. There's actually one on that side as well, on the left. There's, what the hell is this smoke? It's like a smoke
I
grenade?
can't see a thing. Oh, there's one.
Yep.
Got him.
Did you get? Oh,
Bad
cool.
shot.
Alright, cool. To the right, I don't know if you can turn that far. Oh, almost killed it. But there's... Wow,
Whoa.
we're being damaged.
I'm outside of the tank right
there's
now.
a tank there.
I'm getting shot by the sniper. I'm getting back in. How do I get back in?
Ow.
I'm dead.
Oh, you got hit by the tank?
I think so.
Oh, wow.
Was it an enemy in the tank?
Yes.
Or still you?
No, there's still me. But
Ah.
there was an enemy tank shooting us.
Ah, okay. I'm back in the tank.
I'm trying to keep an eye open where that enemy tank went. Because,
Oh,
there.
that's a friendly.
Oh, crap.
The tank is almost broken.
Ooh, I know. Let's see. I can repair a little bit, apparently.
Let's see if I can fire this thing up.
Where? Okay, so we're okay for now. I don't think
Oh,
I
that's
can...
a cool thing.
I can't fix it any more than this, so I can only fix it a little bit, apparently. And I have like a limited amount of shells here. Oh, there's
Nice.
the tank again.
Oh, I'm going back. Oh, being shot at.
Hey, I think I destroyed the enemy tank. It said vehicle destroyed, so
Nice.
that's cool. Okay. Oh wow, there's something behind us as well.
That's me.
Oh, that was you on the anti-tank gun.
Exactly.
Oh, cool. So let's see what else is here. This tank is really cool though. Look at how big it is. It's like, I think it's like a Churchill tank.
Looks pretty cool at least. I'm walking again.
Oh, wait, wait, wait. I see an enemy.
Did you
I saw an
spawn
enemy to your right, to your right, to your right. In that house.
Near me?
No, a little bit in front of you. Okay, he was hit on the left side now. Towards objective Charlie.
Okay.
Wow. But these tanks are really slow though.
That's the thing with tanks.
Well, I mean
It's
the turret.
slow but powerful.
By that I mean the turrets really turn slowly as well. So it's
Okay.
You see some people running, but it's actually hard to track them fast enough to actually catch them out and shoot them. Okay, shot somebody.
Oh, we lost an objective.
Easy, so that's E in front of us. Maybe we need to go there and kick some ass. So, actually, talking about the high and low sensitivity, I think when I'm in a tank and I want to move quicker, I probably want to switch my
DPI.
DPI
To
or
a
my...
higher sensitivity. Got him.
Oh, nice. Okay. So where are these guys? Oh, wow. Okay, so I see a vehicle there. Or saw something on my left. Oh, a tiger tank. Oh, no. Oh, no. That's not good. Wow.
We got quite a nice spot
just
here.
bounce a
Just
shell?
camping around a bit.
Did I just bounce? Is angling a real thing in this game? Can you actually angle against enemy shells and enemy tanks?
I'm not sure actually.
That would be cool. So let's see if I can kill this tiger tank. I've only got 8 shells left.
Someone's shooting at me.
Yeah. That's not gonna
Whoa,
work.
I got shot in my back.
Oh, crap. Yeah, no, I'm
You also
dead.
died?
Yep.
So where shall we spawn? I'm still bleeding out.
Question. Prophet Real, thank you for hosting us. I get a little notification that
On
we're
Twitch.
being hosted. I'm not sure actually. Hotbot is saying it, so I don't know. Oh, actually, we can get a new tank.
Let's do it. If you jump in the tank, I think I can easily join you.
Yes, let's do it. Oh wow, okay, cool.
Oh.
See if we can own that
Oh,
tiger tank that just got
It
us.
says the deploy point you selected is no longer available.
Oh really?
I'll just deploy right next to you.
That's possible. Where are you? There you
Okay,
go.
stay there. I'll hop in.
I think our brethren need help with the tiger tank.
Okay, I'm in.
Okay. So I see an airplane or a bird kind of glitching a little bit. Okay, let's see where this guy is. If he is still here. Maybe our team already took care of him. Let's see, point A. Let's see if we can
Let's
capture
take
this.
it.
Huh? Is that... Oh, there's somebody behind us. Ow! Okay.
Got one.
Okay. Killed someone.
Are you down, or is that another guy?
No, I don't know actually.
Oh, that's another guy.
That's another guy. I don't know. We have to keep an eye out for where
Oh,
the
guys
other
on the
guy
left. Guys on the left.
is. Okay, there we go.
In the house. Nice. Oh, my gun was overheated.
Okay, so there's somebody behind us as well. So I'm actually
On left,
switching from a
Incoming from the yellow house.
third-person view. I'm switching every time to a first-person view. Because third-person, you think you might be able to hit somebody, but not really, because it'd be it's in the way. Oh, whoa! So there's actually people still here.
This guy in the house, right next to us.
Yeah.
Nice.
I don't know if I killed him.
Another guy on the right side.
Yep. So I'm. we're gonna move around.
Yep.
Oh, it looks like everybody's dead here because we don't see it being contested anymore. Yep, 2 guys in front of us.
Got him.
Oh, another guy to our right.
That was a tree.
Wow.
That was another one.
Yep. Okay, let's go down here.
Oh, I was trying to shoot one, but now I'm watching some snow.
Holy crap. Okay. Yep, right in front of us. What? Is this like a smoke grenade or something? It's really cool though. It
Yeah,
really
it's
makes
hard
it...
to see.
If you try to like resurrect one of your teammates, it really makes it hard for the other team to see anything,
Exactly.
basically. Somebody on this side of this house. I don't know if I
Oh,
can
one
shoot
running on
through this.
the left side, sorry.
On our left side?
And
Still?
one in front. There's a few around us now. There's still a couple on our left. Okay, got that one.
Okay, this one's dead. Oh, there's another tank coming. Tiger tank there.
Okay, go back a little bit.
1 second, I'm just owning this tiger here.
Okay.
Oh, really?
Whoa! There's one
Alright,
running
well,
in
he's
front of
dead.
me. I'm gonna step out and see if I can catch a few manually. Okay, I died right away. That didn't work. Ah, that went pretty well.
I'm still in the tank. I'm still killing people. They
I'm
were
trying
trying
join
to
you
rush
again.
me.
Okay, I'm back in.
I don't know. Oh, actually, I can fix my tank a little bit still. So we killed the tiger,
Nice.
and I killed like 3 people. So you can do like some basic repairs. It looks like, but you can't fully repair the vehicle.
Okay.
So that's interesting. So people in the distance as well on that bridge.
Towards D?
Ooh, killed him. Yeah, that was towards B. Oh, there's one close on the right. 2 close on the right, actually. There we go.
I don't see any guys at this point.
So taking objective Charlie, that's nice. So we're spearhead pushing, basically. We don't have that many rounds of ammo left though. Even for your machine gun, they're limited. They used to be unlimited, I think, in Battlefield 1, so that's new.
How can you see the ammo?
Actually, I see that on the bottom right. My ammo, at least. I don't. Maybe yours is unlimited.
I think mine is unlimited.
Alright, cool. So I have
It
8.
shows like a bit of an 8.
Yeah. Then it's like an infinity
Yeah.
symbol.
It only needs to cool down once in a while.
Alright, cool. So mine is actually limited, and I also have only 8 like big shells left, and like 100 machine gun shells. Okay, so we're capturing E now. Oh, we can actually drive through. Look at that.
Nice! And the house is gone.
Oh, cool. All right.
Nice.
Huh. Okay, so where do we go next? Objective Fox, maybe.
The game is actually running really well on Ultra.
Yeah.
Getting like between 80 and 90 FPS. Sometimes over 90.
I don't even see, I don't have my FPS counter on, but just from judging how it feels quite good, yeah. It feels
One
quite
on left?
fluently. Yep, one more as well. Oh,
Whoa!
Okay, so that, oh, it was an anti-tank mine, there we go.
I think that was the guy that ran into our tank. Where should we deploy? C looks busy.
Maybe. Oh, wait, we can get another vehicle. Shall we lame it out?
Nice.
Every time I spawn,
I
I
think
can
this
get
is
into another
yours.
vehicle. So
I think I'm in your tank right now.
probably.
We're now turning right. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
in your tank.
Somebody just got out. Oh, that's the other teammate. So there's actually enemies at A. So let's see if we can recapture that. Our
Bye, Eric.
bye, Eric. He's going home. Just came by to say bye bye.
So now, if anything breaks down, it's really broken down.
Yeah. Then we're just gonna have to end the stream and.
One in front. Got him. Oh, another one.
Yeah, I think they're all in the house there. See if I can demolish the house a bit more than it already is. Probably not. We're capturing it back actually. So there's
Nice.
maybe one enemy still left in you. It tells us it's still contested, but I don't really know where the enemy is. And a tank is usually not the easiest way to find out. Oh wow.
Whoa.
Okay,
That
we're being
hurt.
hit by something. Oh, wait a minute. There's a guy here. There's a dude. There
I
we
think
go.
I'm on the wrong side.
Okay, so he's dead. That's nice. Okay, so it's no longer contested. Should we go for Charlie?
Yeah, sure. Let's do it.
Alright, so this game is beautiful though. Look at this snow. And also the tank is kind of like churning up the snow as well, so it looks really good. Really good graphics effects. Oh, okay, so there's something there. I don't know if it's a dude or a tank.
Somewhere on the upper left. There I
Oh,
see
there's
one.
people in the house behind us.
There's one left, right next to us. Could I kill him? Oh, that's an enemy?
Yeah, it was an
Oh,
enemy.
it was an enemy.
They're all around us, really. I think we're surrounded.
Is it possible to switch position within the tank? Oh, right.
I have no idea, actually.
F3.
That's a great question. Oh, somebody's actually
Whoa.
trying to sabotage
One
us.
behind us, got him. Oh, that was not a guy. That's a guy.
Yeah. See that smoke mechanic here, though? Look at that. So they smoked the building to our front right,
Mm-hmm.
which makes it really hard to spot. I
Yeah.
actually think I can...
That was where the guy was running
See,
into.
I can do a smoke as well. Look at that.
Nice.
And I can repair at the same time. So let's do that while we have the chance.
There's guys running in front of us.
Yep. Okay, so let's move up a bit. Oh, I hit somebody in that building.
There's one in front of us.
Oh, wow. We were hit quite heavily. I don't know where from.
It sounds like we're hit quite heavily.
We're losing a lot of capture points.
Quite an alarming sound as well.
Yeah, I know. I can't fix it any more than it already is, though, at the moment. Oh, there's actually... I think there's an enemy tank in front of us. Yep, tiger
Let's
tank.
get him.
Uh-oh, we're dead.
I'm not sure if we're going to win this.
I don't think so.
If we're already making this sound.
Oof. Oh! I think we did get him!
Yeah?
Yeah, we were killed by
Nice.
sticky dynamite though, but I think we did blow up the tiger tank. Holy crap! What are you playing on? Okay, so maybe I can show you guys again. So these are the systems we're playing on, guys. So actually, we're quite high up in the scores as well. We appear to be doing quite well. Let's do the tank again.
Yeah, you have another tank?
Yep, apparently. I've done a different tank this time.
Okay, I'll
Like
do it.
a little bit smaller, so I don't know if you can fit multiple people in here. It says Top Gunner
Oh,
though.
don't drive away without me.
Oh, here we go. It does say Top Gunner though. I don't know what that means. Can
I
you get
think
it?
there's
anywhere?
someone in already. I cannot enter.
No. Yeah, I'm in.
Oh.
There's no way to enter. Can you get on top of the tank maybe? Can you try that? Then the top hatch or something.
No.
No. Well, that's a shame.
Oh,
Would you? Okay, let's drive away from this guy for a second. Oh, he's actually sticking with me on the tank.
seems
here.
like there's a spot. There is a grey dot on it now.
Really? You can try though.
Oh, I cannot enter it. Oh,
So
F is
maybe
nice.
this is like a one-person tank. But wait, I'll get out. You take the tank.
Oh, no, I can enter.
Then you can see some tank gameplay.
Okay.
So
How
if
do
you
I
press
switch? Ah, this is C.
if you press C,
Yeah.
you can get exactly. You can get the third-person view. Let's see what this guy can do. You got some mines here.
Just thinking around.
Thank you. Oh, we're losing.
We're doing
guys.
so well, and still we're losing.
Yep. Yeah, it's
Always blaming on the
difficult.
teammates.
Yeah. That damn team.
Where is the guy shooting me from? So how did you get more ammo for your tank? Or you can't?
I don't know actually. I walked up to one of those points. It had like an ammo kind of icon there.
Ah, okay.
I bet I'm gonna be like hip deep in trouble. I am. I'm like the only guy in this capture point. Oh, I got hit. I killed like 3-5 guys, but
There's a guy, am I right?
so you can actually then, when you're bleeding out, you can hold to call for help or skip to revive. That's quite cool. How's it sound? It's quite good though. It sounds also really good. I mean, it's missing some of the
Nice.
epic music from the Battlefield 1, for example, but overall, the sounds are really good. The gunshots, the tanks, it all sounds like it should, basically.
That one's dead. The tank is really enjoyable.
Yeah, that's, yeah. I was quite enjoying it as well. And so I'm just waiting for them to capture point Charlie. Then I'll spawn on that. That's close to you, and then maybe we can capture some other point.
Oh, my tank is a bit broken.
Just a bit.
Yeah,
Oh, I
I need to
should-
repair.
Actually, I don't think I have a repair tool or something, but we should actually
Yeah,
check
I
if
can
that's
repair it.
possible.
Nice.
Yeah, if you press 4, by the way, that should be, if you have like smoke grenades, that will deploy them.
Okay, nice.
So you can cover your repair
Yeah,
in
now I
a
got
session.
smoke around me.
I think I saw somebody here. Oh, wait a minute. Ow. Yes, I definitely saw somebody here. Oh, crap. No, no.
Oops,
Don't.
I flipped
don't
over
kill
my
me yet.
tank.
Yeah, there's a tank here as well. Wait, ow, okay. I was gonna say, where's this tank? I think I found it. Or it found me.
I'm taking E. Okay, got point E. Oh. Get back here.
So,
Okay. Getting shot at.
I need to redeploy. I'll see if I can find something that actually fixes your tank or something. See if I can do that. Ammo crate. Is there like an engineer or something? Engineer class?
I think we're losing.
Yeah, I think so too. I can't really see anything that allows me to...
I'm out of ammo as well. But I see an ammo depot, so I'll try to reach it.
Yeah, we're losing quite comprehensively now.
Just smoking and repairing. There's a sniper on top of me. And he got... Oh, I'm leaving the battlefield.
Oh yeah, don't drive too far that way.
I noticed. I'm trying to get back. Okay, I'm back.
Oh, there's the tiger tank. Let's see if I can take it out.
I'm going to leave the tank right
ow.
here. Because
Oh,
without ammo it's not very
I got
useful.
sniped by somebody. That's a shame.
Oh, we're doing quite well actually.
Yeah, I also see somebody in the game. Is it possible to cancel the bleeding out? That's one thing I'm also a bit
Yeah, it is.
not so happy with.
Yeah.
You can keep pressing a key, but it doesn't really cancel it out. It just makes it a little bit last a little bit shorter. What the hell?
The enemies have got white uniforms. They're way harder to spot than
I know. And somebody seems to be behind me as well.
Oh, I got spawned
There we go.
right in front of me.
headshot. I need to get to capture point Bravo. Oh, there's enemies in front of me. Oh my god. Oh, I did get some kills, but
We're almost
this
down.
game's
7
almost-
more points.
yep, this game's almost over. Four more points.
2.
Wow.
Too bad. We lost.
Unlucky. Well. Alright.
At least we did quite well, I think.
I think we did okay. Let's see the scores. Can you see the scores?
Yeah.
I don't know which team we were. Which squad. We should be able to see. Scoreboard company.
Statistics, score.
I don't know which. It doesn't really tell me which company we were. But I think we did okay. Yeah, we were in the top. I ended 4th. You ended 9th. Out of like 60 people on each team.
Nice.
So that's like quite good.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. So you know, quite nice. Really nice game, I have to say.
Looks
quite
really
impressed
good.
with it. Yeah. So yeah.
And it ran very well at Ultra, actually.
Exactly. Yeah. Surprisingly well.
Yeah.
Surprisingly well. So but I think we'll leave it at that here today, guys. Bjorn,
Maybe we can give away one more game or one more Steam wallet code.
Yeah. Actually, we can do that. So before we go, we'll do one more raffle draw.
The big finale. Oh, it's already starting a new game.
Yeah, of course.
It's Rotterdam. Nice.
Rotterdam. Okay, so let's go back to the main view for a second, and let's draw another winner. A winner, chicken dinner. And
The big winner is...
all right, Matthew Thomas.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. We'll get back to you with the game code, or not the game code, the Steam wallet code after the stream.
So you can choose your own game.
Could be tomorrow because it's quite late here already,
Yeah.
but don't worry about it. we'll get you your game codes.
Definitely.
Congratulations, spend it wisely, and
Or unwisely, just spend it.
Exactly, you can spend it any way you like it, of course. Next week we're gonna have another stream, of course. I don't know what the topic will be actually.
I think next week we're covering some nice
I
monitors.
think so, yeah. So actually, you guys know we've got some pretty sweet monitors here already. But next week there's a whole, I think, an overview of like what monitors we actually have, because we've got quite a few by now. So I think we'll be explaining to you guys what the differences are, which
What to
monitor,
look for.
exactly what to look for. Also a bit of advice if you have questions, if you're looking for a monitor but you don't quite know what to choose or why to choose.
Definitely join next week.
Yeah, you can ask the question in the chat. We'll try to give you advice. So yeah, join next week, and thanks for joining us today. See you again next week.
See ya, thank you.
We're out.